Okay, internal dialogue. Okay, this one doesn't work. Internal dialogue. Okay, this stuff, okay, is obviously stuff that you've heard of before. It's not brain surgery, it's not new, but guess what? People on a consistent basis do not use it. On a consistent basis, people don't use internal dialogue. What is internal dialogue? If you're talking to yourself. When you're looking in that mirror and you're berating yourself, is that internal dialogue? Sure is. Okay? How helpful is that? So we're saying that negative reinforcement doesn't work for you. For most people. Adults. I mean, who likes to be treated like a kid? Nobody. Even if I act like a kid, I don't want to be treated like one. Okay? Internal dialogue. Here's what we need to do. We need to take that negative internal dialogue and we need to turn it positive. Okay? How can we do that? We're in that same mirror. We're visualizing ourselves. We're looking at ourselves in the mirror.
Well, if I drink a little more water, maybe I will slim down.
Okay? All right? That's one reason. I would use a more effective thing. I am a work in progress. Okay? Go back to visualizing your goal. If you're obviously at that point, okay, you obviously haven't visualized your goal enough. Okay? I mean, when you're a kid, like especially like boys, when they're a kid, I'm going to say, okay, it's how many times do you see this on a video? How many times have you done this as a kid? It's the fourth quarter. There's 30 seconds on the clock. It could be basketball. It could be football. He rolls out. And everyone uses their last name, right? They never use the name of someone else. They go, so Viskovicz rolls out. He sees him. He sees him. He throws. Touchdown. As a kid, you do this stuff. You're actually visualizing success at that point in time. When you write a business plan, a detailed business plan for a business, are you actually visualizing success? I mean, that is the whole point. You're visualizing success, and you have to think and be creative about that business plan, right? Well, we should have almost a business plan, simply enough, for our weight loss, for our health. It should be that detailed, a business plan for your health. So, getting back to internal dialogue. Now, we need to make sure that our internal dialogue is what? Positive. Because obviously, negative internal dialogue isn't good. That's the whole thing, is a negative internal dialogue is terrible. Will break you down instead of build you up. Okay? What is internal dialogue? In terms of nutrition, what's internal dialogue? We know it's talking to ourselves, right? Okay? If I were to say, let's see, let me grab here. Can I use your hat?
Sure.
Okay. Whatever you do, Steve, don't think of red. Don't think of red. Don't think of red or burgundy or whatever this is. Don't think of that color. What do you think of? Burgundy. If I flash a blue, a picture of something blue in front of you, and say, don't think of blue, don't think of blue. Whatever you do, you can't think of blue. Never think of blue. What do you think of? Blue. Or you'll do a deflection and you'll think of red, which is even worse because you'll think of blue later. Okay, blue will pop up in your head for some reason. You'll be like, why did blue pop in my head? This is what diets do. What are diets? Unfortunately, they're negative. Once again, we're doing something negative to ourselves because anything that's not long-term is what? Negative and a waste of time. Negative and a waste of time. It will actually put you back 3 steps instead of putting you forward. Okay? So what's the first thing that a diet does? It puts limitations on things. Isn't that the first thing? The do's and don'ts of this diet? What happens when you go into a doctor for a weight loss? What does the doctor say? You're overweight. I need you to lose weight. Okay? If they make a suggestion, they'll tell you what not to eat and what to eat. That's it. They don't talk about do you have eating issues? They don't talk about what's your family history of eating. Are you having some emotional problems? Or does someone, a loved one die in your family? They're not talking about the reason, because it's not what you put in your mouth, but why. No one's addressing why. Why are they not addressing why?